Hi everybody, this is Monica Lewis with J.S. Brown & Company, and we're in Columbus, Ohio, and it is hot. We've had a temperature dome, a heat dome or something hanging over the city, and I figured this would be a good opportunity for us to talk about ceiling fans, what kind of a difference they can make in your home, either inside or out, and the best way to go about choosing one, the steps we go through when we're helping specify a ceiling fan for a client. Ceiling fans are a great way to stay comfortable and save energy. None of us like the idea of turning up our AC in the summertime, but a ceiling fan can help you turn your thermostat up by a few degrees and still feel comfortable. It's basically creating a little mini wind chill effect in your home, and a properly specified and sized ceiling fan can actually let you raise your thermostat by about 5 degrees and still feel like it's about the same temperature. This is especially great for people who like to sleep cool, and that's why we see a lot of ceiling fans going into bedrooms. When we're picking a ceiling fan, there's 5 things that we really want to think about: location, room size, ceiling height, what type of control method we're going to use, and what sort of features we care about for the fixture that we're choosing. First is location. Are we choosing a fan for an indoor location or an outdoor location? Indoor fans can help keep you cooler in the summer by creating a breeze, and warmer in the winter with vaulted ceiling applications, because the warm air tends to accumulate up high where you can't feel it on your body. And in the wintertime, reversing the fan direction can help that warm air come down to you. This illustration from Hunter Ceiling Fans is fantastic at showing how that works. Fan blades have a pitch, they're angled, and that pitch helps either scoop cold air up from the floor and push warm air down from the ceiling, or it helps blow cool air down to you in the summer. Either way you aim your fan for the season, it's going to help keep your temperature more comfortable for you long term. Outdoor fans serve different purposes. They help keep bugs away. A lot of people love them just to keep mosquitoes and no-see-ums from bothering you. But they also help you use your porch even in hot weather. I know in my home, and when I owned a home in Clintonville, the porch we installed on our ceiling fan helped keep me out there during much warmer weather and still be perfectly comfortable. Be careful though, when you're picking a ceiling fan that you know is going to be installed in a humid or wet location like an outdoor screen porch, you want to make sure that it's rated for damp locations. The next thing we want to consider is room size. The size we're talking about for the fans here is the width of the diameter. So from blade tip to blade tip, what size are we choosing? For a small room, like small bedrooms, offices, laundry rooms, maybe something like that, craft rooms, a small fan of like 24 to 36 inches is going to be best. When you get up into medium-sized rooms, larger bedrooms, kitchens, even an 8-foot high ceiling family room or something like that, you're probably going to be looking for a 36 to 50-inch ceiling fan. When you get up into those really massive rooms, great rooms, sort of that living space that's all in one, you might want to consider a 52-inch fan and larger, maybe even 2 fans if you can space them far enough apart that their wind pattern won't interfere with each other. Ceiling height is the next thing to think of. Most of us have standard 8-foot high ceilings, and for that application I'm really going to recommend a flush, completely flush, or very low profile ceiling fan. If you've got 9-inch ceilings, you can use typically the standard down rod that's going to come with it, which is usually around 4 inches or so long. If you've got 10-inch ceilings or higher, you're going to be looking for extended down rods. The sizes offered are going to vary depending on the manufacturer, and your qualified showroom person can help you pick the right size for you. Next thing we're going to talk about is controls. Those old pull chains, for most people, just don't cut it anymore. We're usually looking at some sort of wall switch or remote control for our fans. These are going to control things like the speed, the direction of the blades, like how they spin, like we were talking about earlier, a winter setting versus a summer. And you might have lights on your fan that you want to activate. This can be done with a wall switch, a dual control. You might also see a remote control that's battery operated and might hang just in a little holder on the wall. You can also get fans that are smart, that you can control with your phone or with something like a voice activated Nest or Alexa situation. Lastly, we want to think about features. These are things that are going to come with the fan and help you decide which model you want to choose for the budget you have to spend. The first thing we want to talk about is the motor. How powerful is it? Is it set up to dampen vibration? Vibration is what causes that wobble in a fan, and we want to avoid that if we can. How many speeds does the fan have? And is it a variable speed or fixed 1, 2, 3 type speeds? Look at the warranty. Does it have a nice warranty, and is it service or just replacement or parts? Will they pay for the electrician to come back, or will they just send you what you need? The zone rating is how noisy the fan is going to be. And mostly this comes back to vibration, but also the pitch of the fan. The steeper the blades the more air they're going to move, but also the noisier they tend to be. Also, motors that don't have any sound dampening around them are going to sound louder. They may whine or hum a little bit. You can also sometimes get a hum from an improperly chosen control. If you put a rheostat or a dimmer type switch in the wall that wasn't designed to handle a fan, sometimes you will get a whine or a sound from that. The next thing we're going to look at is the blades. What's the pitch? The higher the pitch, the steeper the pitch of the blade, the more air it can move, but also the more powerful of a motor it needs. The design of the blades, what is their shape, and what is their finish? What are they going to look like installed? Many blades have dual finish, so they'll have one finish on one side and then you'll flip it over on the installation to show a different side. This can give you a variety of looks with the same fan. The body style and the finish of the body, the body is what holds the motor, can really change the look of the fan from being something very plain and utilitarian to a real decorative element and a real focal point in the room. The last thing we want to think about is there any lighting included in the fan. Some of them are real general lighting. They can really light up the whole room when they're on. Many have dimmable lighting, which is fantastic. Some of them even have color changing or decorative lighting effects that you might consider with your fan. An important thing to do, though, whatever fan you choose, is to consult an experienced electrician for wiring and installation. Something we've seen over and over and over again is a fan installed on a box that wasn't designed to handle the weight or the torque that come with the ceiling fan. And this is asking for trouble. I've seen fans ripped out of the ceiling and falling because somebody did it themselves, or they had somebody do it who didn't know what they were doing, and they installed a fan on a plain old light box. You don't want to do that. You want to make sure that you have the proper power and the proper mounting box for the fan that you're choosing, and that it's going to carry the load, and that the wiring for the switch is installed properly as well. All of that leads to a well-designed room with a wonderful fan that's going to help with circulation, the aesthetic quality of the room, and probably even the lighting if you choose the right fixture. Choose a designer and choose a contractor who are going to help you plan smarter and work together with you for the needs that you have in your space. We are J.S. Brown & Company. We've been in business since 1978, and we're dedicated to excellence in remodeling. We're the only NARI Accredited Remodeling Company in Central Ohio, and we welcome the opportunity to work with you on your next remodeling project.